Okay, so I've had a lot of you being very supportive and encouraging about my pronunciation of Welsh names and words, and I appreciate that. I really do. Apparently, it's very difficult even for people who live in Wales. I still apologize for the time that I called it Scottish and not Welsh. I know the difference. I've acknowledged the distinction many times. I think I just misspoke because Scottish is the Ardanian dialect, and Gormod is inside of the Empire, so I mixed the two up briefly. Still sorry about it. Now, with all that said, I really hope I'm not insulting somebody's, like, great ancestor or something, though, but I saw this name before and thought it looked funny, and I was wondering what Hamusa sounded like to me, and honestly, to me, it sounds like Jar Jar Binks. You know, he puts, like, USA at the end of everything, and it's like he gets a leg of ham, and he's like, I'm gonna eat some Hamusa! That's what it sounds like to me! I'm so sorry. His Majesty gave order to halt the Titan weapon excavation, but Senator Roderick went ahead anyway. Since it's unofficial, we never got sent any powerful driver soldiers to back us up or anything. So of course we were never going to be able to face up to the likes of Torna. He just doesn't know how to manage a crisis at all. Don't tell anyone I said that, mind. So we get a bit more details on the story there, showing that because it was an underground operation, they weren't really well outfitted, the military out here that was doing that. By the way, hey everybody, it's Choka Conroy. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This time, we find ourselves back in Temperantia, where we're going to be helping out the Ardanian soldiers around these parts. Ismet. That's a pretty cool name, actually. It's a pleasure. You may not know me, but I certainly know of you. You've heard of the Zekinator, bringer of chaos. You're the ones who defeated the terrible Ashma, aren't you? Boreas is making it impossible to see this guy. Given your apparent skill, there is something I would like to ask of you. Will you hear me out? Let's hear the juicy details. I am a member of the Technological Research Center, and the object you see beside me is the remains of a weapon used in a great war in an age-long past. I intend to research how it operated and the functions it served. With any luck, we can use it as inspiration to develop modern weapons for the Ardanian army. There are similar weapons strewn all across Temperantia. I would appreciate it if you could help me collect them. We'll take care of this in no time flat. I believe there are a large number of these weapon relics out there, but 4 should be plenty for my purposes. I'm counting on you to bring me some excellent research samples. We're starting the day on Judicium's legacy. We've heard all about the fallen civilization of Judicium. They were the ones who invented the flesh eater technology. Senator Roderick said that they were just a people that were clinging on to life, not wanting to die, essentially wanting to artificially extend their own lives. Before doing anything else in this quest, we're removing Morag from the party. You will get a worse reward out of this quest if Morag is present in the party upon its completion, so rather than risk that, just get her out of the party before that can even happen. Now, I think, who do I want to use, actually? Zeke's gotten a lot of time. We're gonna stick with Zeke, because there's not immediately a lot of fighting going on, and there's actually something that I've been wanting to talk about now that we have a pretty decent blade from every element. A lot of you are probably looking at your blades now and seeing that, okay. We got Mithra, being a really good light blade, also Corvin, also Poppy Buster. You gotta use Dromark, he's water. You know, Poppy's really good. We got Pyra and QT being fire. Rock's got a niche use as a wind blade, and you've probably gotten a few wind blades from pulling core crystals by this point. Pandoria is a guaranteed electric blade. Cassandra's a guaranteed dark blade. My point is, you probably have at least one blade of every element now, and you're probably thinking, should I bring one of every element into a fight? Would that be a good thing to do so I have every combo route accessible to me? I'm gonna give that an automatic no. You don't need every single combo route. Usually 1 to 3 orbs is plenty. To be able to do with just enough combos to take out any enemy. 3 orbs is the most you need unless we're talking about some ridiculously hard fight. Hey, speaking of which, level 58, okay. So what I thought I would do is arrange together all of the elements into a tier list. Wow.
Clean up here.
I heard Zeke say something about cleanup there. I guess he's hoping somebody will scrub his guts off of the rocks. Anyway, I wanted to make a tier list of the elements. Keep in mind, I am ranking these purely as the elements themselves. How useful they are to you in a fight, their blade combo routes, the effects that you get on those routes, and I'm not ranking the individual blades within the elements. These are the opinions of myself and Anel, the world record speedrunner in a few categories and several time attack missions in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. With that in mind, I'm gonna start at the top with S tier. Standing alone in S tier, I placed fire. fire is easily the best element to use in a blade combo. It is virtually unaffected negatively by teammates. Some of their best effects are done by just comboing into itself. It finishes its own combos. If paired with Earth, it has the best damage over time in the game. And Pyra is guaranteed in every fight that Rex is in. Plus, she has that skill that makes her blade combo damage over time just do ridiculous numbers. She's really good, and she played into that a little bit. Fire is also the most populous element, having more rare blades than any other. In A tier, just below that, I placed Dark. It's able to combo into itself, and it finishes its own combos, which is always good, and it even gets its best effect by doing so. It has the best seal effect in the game. It's pretty much the only seal effect I would recommend ever giving a crap about, because sealing reinforcements can be really good. It's made a lot stronger by Water and Earth too, which are similarly good elements we're gonna be hearing about soon. Hey look, soon, Earth! Earth sports Volcano and Mega Eruption when paired with Fire. I consider this more of a win for Fire because it's Fire that's broken in this equation, but Earth is still necessary to make those two work. Without other elements present, Earth cannot finish its own combos. But, by just going Earth, Earth, it gets Gaia Crash, which is a large amount of immediate damage if you don't care about finishing it. If you want to finish it, it needs Electric. Besides that, it can get access to Blowdown and Knockback with Ice and Dark. Whoa, I did that at the exact same time as a fight getting started. Okay, well, I'm just gonna run like a coward. Now on to B tier. At the top of B tier, I'm placing Light. This combos into itself and finishes its own combos. So why is it below Earth if Earth can't do those things? 1, it only appears in 3 blade combo routes, period. 2, even though it offers very good damage over time in those routes, you have to consider how rare Light itself is. It is the least populous element with no common blades, only Mithra and 1 other blade in the base game of Xenoblade 2. You need DLC to get any Light blades besides those 2. And while Mithra is really good, she's likely the only one that a casual player will get. Though I do kind of like the idea that Mithra only works well with herself. I'm gonna go over this way. This is kind of tricky. Where do I need to go? Oh, it's at the north of the trench, right. That is so cool looking. I wish I could run into that right now, but I don't want to. Yeah, there's a lot of strong enemies down there. Oh, no, Dinosaurus! I'm so ripped off by the fact that they didn't keep your name Dinosaurus. That was the coolest enemy name in Xenoblade 1, and it was so funny, and then for some reason, they genetically altered the middle letter of your first name, and I don't like it. Sorry, it bothers me a lot. Okay, so going back, at the bottom of B tier, Water. Combos into itself and finishes its own combo. Pretty good positives right away. Plus, it pairs well with Earth for the second best damage over time in the game with Pandemic. Just 1 Water special is already decent damage over time, and it gets good damage over time when paired with Fire for Steam Bomb as well. But besides that, Steam Bomb and Pandemic, its effects are not very good in other routes. It does have a higher population going for it, so this and Light, I think, are very close together. Now we get into the lesser elements. In C tier, I've placed Wind and Electric, with Wind barely edging out Electric. Both do not finish their own combos and require other elements to work, but they sport middle-of-the-road effects. The blowdown offered by Wind is situationally very useful against certain unique monsters and whatnot. So I'd rank it above Electric in that tier. Electric is just very standard, having low damage over time effects, and its only real standout is Thunder Gale, giving Blowdown, which again, kinda needs Wind, so I think Wind is just a factually better Electric for me. And then, standing alone in D tier, what I would consider the worst element in the game is Ice. First off, it does not finish its own combos, and second, your options for actually using it are very limited. It is the least populous element other than Light, and when counting DLC, it only gets 5 blades tied with the 5 Light gets. I hate being so negative on an entire element and just discrediting it like that. You're a fan of Ice, ain't you, big boy? No. Get away. I'm so sorry. I know you're Ursula's biggest fan in more senses than one. How can I say such a thing about Best Girl? I know.
I could still.
This is really what arguing about anime girls on the internet is like. Boreas, you're just having the time of your life running away from this thing, having so much fun, Back over by where we had the most traumatic near-death experience of our short lives, let's go into Ice a little bit more. If you take the average power of the few Ice Blades that exist, it's very weak. A lot of the worst blades like Godfrey belong to it, and some lesser ones like Ursula do as well. I know that some of you who have played this game before are gonna tell me about a blade that we don't have yet, who is Ice Element and is ridiculously powerful. To that I say, with the way that that specific blade works, they don't count. It doesn't appear in a lot of blade combo routes, and it tends to be weak in the ones that it does. However, all is not lost. With the combination of electric, fire, ice, you get the effect Ultimate Aurora, the strongest blade combo damage in the entire game. It's the one solid thing Ice is going for it. If you somehow have an Ice special that you really like using that's at least level 3, then you get a 200% damage increase, triple damage. Very strong. It's the only reason why I wouldn't call Ice outright worthless. Now, Easement, we're back. I see you have finished collecting the ancient weapons. Very impressive. Here you go. You have my gratitude. With these, my research should progress by leaps and bounds. I'm sorry I had to bother you all with such a menial task. All soldiers stationed here are from Division 1 of the 2nd Imperial Guard, you know. I tried asking them for help, but they have their hands full guarding Ashima, so I was sadly rejected. So we have a fair bit of research funds to spare. I'll be sure to pay you handsomely. Much thanks. That's the end of that, but this quest has an alternate route not like any other. If Morag is in the party, she presses this guy for where he's getting the tax money to do this from. But perhaps you are right to admonish me, Special Inquisitor. I should have more respect for Ardanian gold. It was foolish of me to suggest wantingly giving money away just because we have a generous budget. To demonstrate my repentance, I will reduce your award for this task to 0G. I hope that will suffice. Very good. Your reward becomes absolutely nothing for doing it that way. The reward sucks, but the chivalry comes back to you, because it counts for Perun's chivalrous acts. That doesn't mean anything because you should have no trouble having all of those filled in by now. Torkoal. Not particularly a big fan of that Pokemon. This was the main battlefield of the Great War 500 years ago. The scars of the conflict back then are still plain to see in terrain. I got shivers down my spine when I saw the crater they call the Aegis Hammer. The power of the Aegis is a scary thing. And we have Eunice. I don't want to go carelessly touching Titan weapons. Really, truly? Yeah, you don't say. We still don't understand everything about how they function. That's why we had an explosive incident 3 months ago. I hope we can finish up here soon so we can get back to Moradane. There's some other places that we could explore around here. There's another Titan weapon alive over that way behind some very powerful riffraff. So I thought with myself for a little while over what I wanted to do next. We've done every quest in Temperantia, and that stuff does look rather cool. I want to go to the Leaning Tower of Doric.
And where you?
All right.
Where are we headed?
I don't usually go out of my way to grab every single treasure chest. I maintain that this Let's Play will not include every single treasure chest. I'm gonna stand by that forever and ever, but there is a one treasure chest in Temperantia that is so hummingly useful that I can't get it across in words that actually mean something in that context. By going to the Leaning Tower of Doric and going to the west here, through this little chasm, if you'll ever leave me alone. Man, for a big guy, you can really charge. Should I take away your credit cards? I thought that was the funniest joke ever when I was a little kid. Oh God, level 90. This is gonna take some S-tier sneakity sneaking to be able to do, but if you can, just take your time. If you lose, don't panic. It's not that far back to go to the Leaning Tower of Doric and try this again. You even get some collectibles in the process. Okay, that guy is like really gone. You wanna go around this place. Somewhere around here. Oh God, where is it? I'm so nervous. That thing's a unique monster. What's your name? Grievous Clive.
Oh, piss off, mate!
You said it, Zeke! Wow, they leave you alone rather easily. I guess they're just territorial and not really, hunters. Okay, where is this thing? Oh god, this has one of these little tiny things that just aggro. Where is this chest? Actually, where is this chest? I know it's here. Okay. So, there's this level 53 Pepito here that drops some pretty good stuff. And right next to it is an excavation point with 4 levels of Earth Mastery. We can easily handle this with Wolfric!
The mighty
Frick is right! Oh no!
Oh, you have got to be kidding me! You guys just clean up here.
Ouch, he farted me to death. Wow, the sunsets around here are gorgeous and I wouldn't have seen this. It's like my death had meaning. I am sending the unluckiest driver in all rest to go take care of this. I'm just asking for trouble, aren't I? What the heck? Anybody who tells me this is not a horror game, oh no! To get around this, go to the right. The unique monsters should not detect you that way, and you should be able to slip behind these as their vision is a fan shape in front of them. That's one thing I would change about this. I kind of wish the enemy detection was visible to the player. We go to this excavation point.
A little demonstration.
Have enough skills this time. Unearth activated. He's standing up. He's standing up. I'm going to be so careful here.
Who goes
Yeah,
there?
I'm not opening that
The
treasure
mighty
chest until he's
Xenoblade
gone.
Let's tide away, Turtles, mate. These guys look serious.
He actually cares for Turners in a moment like this. He doesn't complain about himself. It took a while, but I was able to get back up here. This thing does actually drop some pretty good items if you can defeat it before it runs away. But what I really care about is this. Opening it up. Oh god, it's getting up, it's getting up. Shining Star Chip, Shining Star Chip! Give me 2. Okay, got them all, got them all. Got all the items, got everything I care about. Now to GTFO! I would wager that will take a few trips to actually get. You'll be here for maybe 5-10 minutes if you know what you're doing. But it's so worth it. Even if it takes a few attempts, even if you're here for 20 minutes, easily worth it. Shining Star Chips are one of the best core chips in the entire game. These are things that post-game super bosses drop. You're clearly not meant to have them right now. I'm not gonna be using them because I think they're a little too good to show you a more realistic playthrough. But they are very good. If I had to choose blades that would get these, I would say Brigid becomes unstoppable aggro with a 55% block rate and 20% critical hit rate. The Whips of Thanatos combined with her skills for evading stuff make her a near unstoppable tank. The second highest recommendation I can give is Corvin. He gets his same 30% critical hit rate, another high block rate, same auto attack Brigid gets. If Brigid wasn't gonna make Morag an unkillable tank, this guy was. Side note, if you choose to go for the strategy, Corvin on Zeke is also really good. Zeke has a guaranteed launch art, Corvin has a guaranteed smash art. It's like bread and butter. Corvin's the butter because of his hair. And third, because she's the queen of everything, Crossette. Crossette gets 621 auto attack, might not be as spectacular as Brigid or Corvin, but is the best auto attack that you'll be seeing out of, I think, any healer blade. Pretty decent block rate, pretty decent critical hit rate. With just how powerful her attacks can grow and how much her damage can get multiplied, that high auto attack stat, it comes out to working out quite well for her. This is the best treasure chest in the entire game as far as I'm concerned, and because you can grab it right now, you might as well. If the gameplay just isn't clicking for you, you just feel like you can't get the hang of things, but you really want to see the rest of the game, this is here for you, and it's easy enough that you can do it. And because I just gotta try, we're gonna try fighting that enemy that was up there.
So,
Okay. Pepito! Pepito! Sounds like a Pokemon name. I'd like it if there was one named Pepito, actually.
Come on then, Rex.
Sounds like a cute little normal type that you'd see early in a region that evolves into something kind of powerful. Or at least something with a good niche use like Bidoof. Mithra? You go for the light? Ha! It's gonna run away and you say, yeah, it's digging away. Topple you, don't let him get away. Done.
finished quicker than I expected.
That gave a lot of money and a resurrection symbol.
Right to check.
Revives driver each time a chain attack is initiated. That's interesting, actually. I don't know if that has all that much practical use, but that's still a fascinating effect that gives more value to the party gauge. Aegean's core crystal is ready to use already?
Without a fight.
Wow, that came a lot sooner than I thought. So sorry to Perun and Gorg and Godfrey and all those other blades that we're not going to talk about before we get to Aegean, because he's kind of more important. Ouch, being less important than Aegean. I'm trying to hunt a few more of those Pepitos because you can totally take them at your level, and you can even lure them away from those strong enemies pretty easily for some good rewards. But before I forget, we got a common core crystal from killing one of them. Taiga. Be cool if you had like an orange element or something. There was a rare core crystal from killing the first one that we took out. And that treasure chest had one legendary core crystal inside of it. I hope this is a good one. We could do 5 of these boosters. Let's view it. Nothing exciting. You're a shield hammer. At least shield hammers on Zeke aren't that bad, aside from the increased aggro that he gets from a class bonus. Rengene? There are 2 spawn points in front of the unique monster. As long as that guard in the front is gone, this isn't that hard. Just get behind you, and we'll try to do our auto attack combo. Okay, just in time. Nice! Triple level ups too. What'd you drop? Another resurrection symbol. Not what I'm looking for. But maybe you, Mr. Level 51. Got a common core crystal, a mirror matter chip, and a rare core crystal. The mirror matter core chip gives Mithra spike damage and ups her. Whoa! 51%! Wolfric would benefit very nicely for. What would Pyra get? What would Pyra get? What would Pyra get? I want to know what Pyra would get. So she gets a spike damage as well, gets a 29% critical hit rate. With her critical damage effect, that's pretty solid. 57 on Rock, showing how he's got such a good critical hit chance. I just gave Mithra a huge power increase. I think it would be a little wasteful to give her another. Pandoria got one as well. I'm thinking, oh, Bridget getting spike damage could be kind of fun. Sure, I'm actually thinking Bridget. We've upgraded pretty much everyone else lately. Bridget's kind of been the one that I haven't done in a while. At least I don't think I have. I hope I'm not forgetting about something, but it's a lot of blades, so please forgive me. Corvin would get a double attack there. That's good. Oh, now I'm actually a little tempted by Corvin. Nah, I'm gonna go Bridget. The 2 core crystals had nothing interesting inside of them. From another one, I got a chivalric medal. Restores HP when canceling an auto attack with a driver art. Unfortunately, this doesn't count for all the other cancelings that you do in battle, but it's still a new accessory nonetheless. In the time I was trying to see what I could get.
The power to do what needs to be done.
Okay, I've been here a long time, and it just isn't happening. I was gonna try to see if I could get a specific Ox Core.
I'm up.
Specifically, aggro attack up 4 is available here, making it so that enemies targeting the user take additional damage. That's damn good. Could be really useful on somebody like Bridget or Corvin. I just wasn't quite able to get it to happen. It's only a 7% chance, making it one of the rarer items that it drops. Of course, I was able to get the chivalric medal, which is more rare, but hey. Now, the Leaning Tower of Doric is just back over this way. Down there is right where we just were. Would you believe me if just to the north of where we were, we actually had another place that is that worth seeing?
And arrived.
In the Toxbloom Spring.
This is where we were going.
The Daedon Griffox that are found around here, and around the Leaning Tower of Doric for that matter, have a chance of dropping an accessory that I want to give special attention to. Did I get it? Did I get it? Pearl Hat and an Earlite chip. That gives a 27% ether buff. Good, but not what I'm looking for. And just to the northeast of the Toxbloom Spring are Boudin Boofas. These drop a better version of the same item, so I'm gonna try my luck here.
You put your feet.
Burst symbol! Yes! And the infinity symbol. Regardless of how much cooler the infinity symbol sounds, it's not. The infinity symbol is more party gauge at the end of a chain attack, very slight, but the burst symbol increases attack power ratio at the start of a chain attack. This is the rare version of this accessory, giving a 150% base damage increase. The common version can be gotten from the Dayton Griffox that I showed you before. The common version is a 100% damage increase, so nowhere near as good, but still a damn good item. I'd recommend that. The Boofas can drop a legendary version of it, it's just slightly more rare than the rare version. Yeah, I think Rex, you can keep this. Very good accessory, very easy to get. You can totally get all of this stuff right now. Bridget wants to take out 6 Brogan Ferrises in Temperantia. Everything's just centered around the Wild West. You skip travel to Toxbloom Spring, get out of that water because it has the highest environmental damage in the entire world of Allrest. And just south of it, yeah, Brogan Ferris, I saw it. Don't tell me I didn't see it, I know I saw it. There it is, among these vaults. It blends in pretty well in the shade. I would dare say it's Brogan.
My flame has been stoked.
From the hunt, lots of new skills manifested. Level 3 for Praxis.
I knew there. Make sure to use it sometime.
Praxis makes perfect.
This'll make life easier.
All the hard work's paid off.
You can count on me.
More resource to allocate.
Affirmative, Mom.
Poppy's your mom? Anyway, that's everything I recommend taking care of in Temperantia. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're gonna set out for other Titans and see some new things there. See you guys then.